Silva Mind Control Method. Chapter 9. The Power of Imagination. Willpower needs to conquer an enemy before it can achieve its goal. It tries to be tough, and like most ruffians, it cowers when things get tough. There is a gentler and easier way to overcome bad habits: imagination. Imagination focuses directly on the goal and gets what it wants. This is why in the previous chapters, I have placed so much emphasis on your assimilating realistic visualization into the deep levels of the mind. If you stimulate your imagination with beliefs and desires and train it to visualize your goals in such a way that you hear them, see them, feel them, taste them, and touch them, you will get what you want. When will and imagination are in conflict, it is always imagination that triumphs, Emile Coué once wrote. If you think you want to quit a bad habit, you're probably kidding yourself. If you really wanted to quit, the habit would go away on its own. What you should want more than the habit itself is the benefit of quitting it. Once you learn to want that benefit, you'll be free of the unwanted habit. Thinking about your habit and making a firm decision to quit can bind you more closely to it. The situation is a bit like resolving to go to sleep. The very firmness of your decision can keep you awake. Now let's look at how you can make all this work in your favor. As examples, we'll use two habits that mind control graduates overcome with great success: overeating and smoking. If you want to lose weight, the first step is to analyze the problem at the external level. Is your problem overeating, not enough exercise, or both? It may well be that it is not overeating, but eating the wrong foods. A diet of foods more suited to your particular needs may be the answer. Your doctor can advise you. Why do you want to lose weight? Are you so overweight that your health is suffering? Or do you simply feel that if you were thinner, you would be more attractive? Either of these provides a good reason to lose weight, but you need to know in advance what benefit you hope to gain from weight loss. If you are already eating the right foods in moderate amounts, exercising as much as possible within a reasonable range, and are only slightly overweight, my advice would be, unless your doctor says otherwise, to put up with your condition. The alternative is an unnecessary disruption to you. Besides, there are probably bigger problems and more important opportunities in your life for you to put your mind control to work. If you are sure that you really want to lose weight and you know why, your next step is to look at all the benefits you will derive from it. Not general benefits like "I'll look better," but as specific as possible, involving all 5 of your senses. Example: sight. Find a photo of yourself when you were as thin as you would like to be now. Touch. Imagine how smooth your arms, thighs, and belly will feel when you are slim again. Taste. Imagine the flavors of the foods that will be most important in your new diet. Smell. Imagine the smell of the food you are going to eat. Hearing. Imagine what those who are important to you will say about your weight loss success. Even the 5 senses are not enough to achieve conscious visualization. Emotions are also important. Imagine how elated and confident you will feel when you are as thin as you want to be. Once everything is firmly rooted in your mind, get down to level ground. Bring up your mental screen and project onto it a visualization of what you currently look like. Now let it fade away, and from the left, the future, slide a picture, maybe an old photograph, of yourself looking like you want to look and will look like when the diet is successful. As you mentally contemplate your new figure, imagine in as much detail as possible what you will feel like when you are that thin. What will you feel when you bend over to tie your shoelaces, when you walk up the stairs, when you can wear your clothes that are now too tight? How will you look in a bathing suit? Take your time and feel all of this. Go through the 5 senses, one by one, as described above. What effect will having made this goal have on yourself? Now mentally review your new diet, not only what you will eat, but the amount, and choose some snacks, whether raw carrots or something else. Tell yourself that these are the only foods your body will need and that you will not send out hunger pangs as a means of asking for more. This concludes your meditation session. Repeat it twice a day. Notice that throughout your meditation session, there was not a single image or thought about foods you should not eat. You overeat them because you like them. Just thinking about them will cause your imagination to lurch in undesirable directions. Hollywood actress Alexis Smith was quoted in the Mercury News of San Jose, Cal, as saying, "Positive thinking works wonders on a weight loss diet. Don't think once about what you're giving up, just concentrate on what you're getting." She is often told that she looks more attractive now than she did when she filmed some of the Warner Brothers movies shown on television today. She attributes much of this to mind control. The big difference, she is quoted as saying in the journal, is that I am more balanced now and have more control over myself. In your weight loss program, be sure to choose a reasonable weight loss goal. Otherwise, you will destroy the credibility of your project. If you are 50 pounds overweight, you cannot reasonably expect to look like Audrey Hepburn or Mark Spitz next week. There will be little benefit to be gained from visualizing yourself like that. You may receive old body messages during the first few days, reminding you of the delights of chocolates. During your daily activities, when you may not have time to meditate, take a deep breath, join your 3 fingers together, and remind yourself in the same words you used during the meditation session that your diet is the only thing your body needs and that you will not feel hunger pangs. A quick look at an old photograph of yourself looking the way you'd like to look will give you support. As you progress with your mind control in this and other areas, your overall mental state will improve, and this in turn will contribute more importantly to the proper functioning of your body, and with a little mental help, your body will more willingly seek its proper weight. There are many variations of this technique that you can use, and that may occur to you during a meditation session. A factory worker in Omaha said to himself during his meditations, "I will crave and eat only those foods that are good for my body." She suddenly found herself with a newfound interest in salads and vegetable juices, and her interest in high-calorie foods was waning. The result, she lost 20 kilos in 4 months. A woman in Ames, Iowa, used the same technique. A few days later, she bought some donuts, 3 for her children and 3 for their friends. "I completely forgot about myself. I almost cried." Mind control was working. A farmer in Mason City, Iowa, bought a $150 suit that, because it was not his size, fit him very poorly. He couldn't zip his pants or button his jacket. He couldn't zip his pants or button his jacket. "The clerk thought I was crazy," he said. But with the mental screen technique, he lost almost 50 pounds in 4 months. And now the suit seems tailor-made for me. Not all results are so spectacular. In fact, they don't all have to be. However, Caroline DeSandra of Denver and Jim Williams, who is in charge of mind control activities in the Colorado area, have undertaken an experimental program that demonstrates the effectiveness of mind control techniques for those who genuinely want to lose weight. She organized an experimental group of 25 mind control graduates who would meet once a week for a month. Among the 15 people who attended all the meetings, the average weight loss was a little over 5 pounds. They all lost weight. A month later, she interviewed these 15 people and learned that 7 had continued to lose weight, and 8 had maintained their weight. None of them had gained weight. Caroline reports that this was not only a non-sacrificing experience for these graduates, but it was also enjoyable, as they not only lost weight without hunger pangs or any other discomfort, but they also reinforced various skills acquired through mind control. The average weight loss was about what would have occurred if they had followed one of the more successful weight loss methods. Caroline herself had worked as a lecturer for one such course for a year and a half, and was the Associate Director of Nutrition at the Swedish Medical Center in Denver, and is an expert in proper nutrition and weight control. She plans to continue this group project and create another one for smokers. Smoking is such a harmful habit that if you are a smoker, now is the time to start becoming an ex-smoker. As with weight loss, we will proceed in simple stages to give your body enough time for your mind to learn to obey a completely different set of instructions. There is no need to go over at an external level the reasons why you should quit smoking. The gloomy reasons are familiar enough. What you need is a list of benefits that will later become so vivid that you will want to quit. You will have greater vitality, your physical senses will be sharpened, and you will enjoy life more fully. You know better than I, a non-smoker, what you are getting. Get on the same level and see yourself on your mental screen in the situation where you normally smoke your first cigarette of the day. Visualize yourself completely at ease from that moment until the end of an hour, doing everything you would normally do except smoke. If, for example, the time is 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., say to yourself, I am now and will remain an ex-smoker from 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. I am enjoying being an ex-smoker for this hour. It is easy, and I am used to it. Continue this exercise until you feel truly comfortable on the external level with your first hour of freedom from cigarettes. Now proceed to the next hour, and soon to the third, and so on. Take this slowly, as moving too quickly can lead to punishing your own body, which is hardly fair since it was your mind, not your body, that introduced you to the habit in the first place. Let your mind carry out the task through imagination. Here are a few tips to speed up the arrival of the day of absolute liberation. Change brands frequently. During the hours when you are not yet an ex-smoker, ask yourself every time you reach for a cigarette, do I really want this cigarette? Surprisingly often, the answer is no. Wait until you really crave it. If, during one of your free hours, your body intervenes with an apparent urge to smoke, take a deep breath, put your 3 fingers together, and, using the same words you use in the meditation session, remind yourself that you are and will remain an ex-smoker for this hour. You can add other techniques to this basic method of controlling smoking. An Omaha man who had been smoking a pack and a half a day for 8 years visualized in alpha all the cigarettes he had ever smoked, a gigantic pile. He then placed them in an incinerator and burned them. He then imagined all the cigarettes he would smoke in the future unless he quit, another huge pile, and joyfully burned them in the incinerator as well. Having quit smoking countless times in the past, he now quit smoking for good after just one meditation session. He suffered no cravings, no overeating, no side effects. I know of enough graduates who have quit smoking and enough graduates who have cut down on the amount of cigarettes they smoke to urge any smoker to put mind control to work in conquering the habit. Watch more videos of the Silva mind control method on our Planet Alibro channel